Hey guys, Jacob here, and this is the Joyo Dyna Compressor. The Joyo Dyna Compressor is a fantastic option if you're looking for a nice compressor with solid construction that won't break the bank. Some features about the Joyo Dyna Compressor that I absolutely love are that it has true bypass switching, all metal construction, and it's really nice sounding. For bass, I really enjoy this pedal. It doesn't kill my low end, and because it has true bypass, it's not constantly sucking my tone out when it's not engaged. As with most compressor pedals, you have three basic controls here. You have sustain, level, and attack. The attack control essentially tells the pedal when to start compressing your tone. If you hit a note and you don't hear the very start of your note coming through, you need to roll the attack back a little bit. You want to find that sweet spot where you're getting a lot of effect, but you're not missing out on that fundamental hit of the note. The sustain, or in some pedals, you'd be calling it a release, basically tells the pedal how long to hold that compression after it has been compressed at the initial attack. With a higher sustain setting, you get a prolonged effect over your notes. A higher sustain is great if you're going to play notes that you want to ring out. If you're playing a lot of staccato notes or something like that, you don't want a high sustain. You want something that's going to release quickly so that you can get to the next note and compress it as well. Once you have your attack and your sustain set to where you like them, basically the level control is just your way of making sure that the output of the pedal matches the input of your bass signal. So as you turn the pedal on and off and adjust that level, you want to get to a point where the input and the output are about the same. Some people actually use a compressor as a bit of a boost, so you might want to bump the level up just a little bit if you're only going to turn your compressor on for certain parts of certain songs that you want to maybe sound a little bit louder. The reason why compression is so important for bass guitar is that the instrument is played in a wide variety of ways. Some people use a pick, some people use a thumb, some use fingers, some slap, some pop. There's a lot of different ways to play a bass guitar. One thing's for sure though, all these different playing styles have differing output levels. If you're like me and you switch playing styles right in the middle of a song, then a compressor is a no-brainer for you. You can go from fingerstyle to slap without clipping out as your signal gets to the soundboard. Why is that important? Well, if you've ever listened to music that has output gain that's too high, it sounds awful. You don't want that to happen. You also don't want to send a signal that's too hot to the mixing board because that will cause the sound guy to turn you down. What you ideally want in a live situation is to send the sound guy an absolutely uniform signal across your playing styles. So if you can turn on this pedal and play fingerstyle, play with a pick, slap, pop, all that kind of stuff, you can really minimize the amount of annoyance for your sound engineer. And after you've been at this for a while, you realize how important it is to have a good relationship with your sound engineer. They basically control whether you sound good out front or not. One thing to note about compressors, whether you're using them for a guitar or a bass, is that they basically eliminate dynamics. If you have a compressor turned on, whether you play hard or soft, your signal is probably getting normalized at the end. So if you have a lot of dynamics in your playing, or if there are parts of songs where dynamics are particularly important, make sure you disengage the compressor before playing those parts, or you might lose a good part of your dynamics. The input and output on the Joyo Dyna Compressor are very simple. You have an input, 1/4 inch, you have an output, 1/4 inch, and for power, you can either use a 9-volt battery, or you can use a standard power supply. I use the power supply for convenience, but it's up to you. I mentioned before that one of the features of this pedal is that it has true bypass switching. With true bypass switching, when the pedal is not engaged, it's not going to be negatively affecting your tone. If you've ever used a pedal that does not have true bypass switching, you'll probably notice a little degradation even when the pedal is not on. You don't have that problem with a true bypass pedal from Joyo. One of the best features of these pedals is the price. It won't break the bank. This pedal comes in between $35 and $40 US, and though they come from China, they do have US distribution, so they can get the pedal to you nice and quick. The metal housing of the pedal is really durable. I've had this pedal for over a year now. I've never had trouble with the casing or anything. The switching is rock solid, and the pedal really does sound great. The bottom line is, if you're looking for a pedal that'll do everything you want it to do and then some, and won't break the bank, check out Joyo pedals. You won't regret it. As always, thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, just leave them below. Also check out the links in the description, and if you like this video, hit subscribe. Until next time, stay positive and hang loose.